Okay, guys, let's start to the second part of this carousel. I'm sorry, it took me too long to come here and recording this video because I had a lot of things to do. But for some of you that want to see the full code, if we don't finish it today, you can go to my GitHub account. Uh, yeah, my GitHub page and see the full code. I will add the link. So let's start. First of all, we will start doing this text part. So here in the page index, we'll start to create our main sections. So first of all, main. And our main will have a header and a p tag here to add this text. So let's give it a div, and inside this div we'll have h1, and we'll have also a p tag with the text. Let me paste the text there. So here we have this text, and also we have this other text. Let's move here so we see it here. Let's style it. Let me give some class name for the main. It will be flex. Flex. We'll have full width, so 100 view width, and the flex will be 1. The flex direction will be column. Flex direction column. The items will be centered and y and x. So justify center. Okay. We have some x padding of 20, and text will be center. Okay, it's working. Now we'll start this div. Let's give it a class name. Margin bottom of 10. Okay, we cannot see it now, but after adding the cursor we can see it. It will be flex. The flex direction will be column also, and it will be justified center and a space y of 6. If you want to see what it means, you can just hover your mouse in the class name. Okay, let's give some style to the h1. So it will be text for xor, so it will be bigger. The font will be bold. Okay, and for the mid screen will be text 5xl. Okay, it seems good to me. Let me just close this. Okay, it seems good. Okay, I'll also add some style here to the e tag. So text center, text will be a little small, XS, and the opacity will be 35. Okay, It seems good to me. Let me see. Okay. 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 And for now, we'll create our carousel. So how we will do it? First, we'll go here and create the here in the components a new folder. We'll call it Carousel, and inside we'll have a file called Carousel.tsx. So here we can create using this new reactive functional component. So yeah, to do that, let me just close a little this. Okay, let's add some props to this carousel. So let's export interface carousel props, and it will have a width, number, also a height, and some items. Here in items you can choose any type you want, but I want this carousel to have an item of any React node, so we'll call it React node, and it will be an array, of course. So we can pass the props here, structure it, and we can start build our carousel. So let's just set this widget and height as optional and add our carousel to our index. So here, after the main, we can call our carousel, and we'll have some error because it's need the items, so we can create the items. Let me first import the images we will be using. So import let me call it card1 from public card1, we have it as svg. Okay, and let me card2, 3 and 4. Let me see in my public, we have okay, card1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's create the image items array. So post image items, it will be we will use the image from Next, but if you want you can use the image from HTML. We'll use this because it's more optimized and Next recommended. So it will be 100% height and 100% width. The source, okay, I'm sorry, will be this one, and we can also crop this and 2 here and 2 here, 3, 4 and 4. And okay, for now we can just have this. We have some error to confirm because we need to. Okay, isn't that? Okay, we have this error because we have the wrong path. We don't need image here. So yes, we can start now creating our carousel. So let's go here and here in the main, in this div, we'll start by walking through our items. Okay, map, and for each item we'll get also the index. We'll use it later. So what we'll be doing here will be have another component. We'll call it the carousel item. I will create it later. And here we can pass some letter. The key will be the index, and we'll pass also an index for our carousel. So we'll know the index, and we can transform and scale it according to the index. And we will say the active index for our carousel. Active index. Now let's just add the key, and so we can work on this later. Okay, now we just have the error because we don't have our carousel item, but let me create it. New file, carousel item, .tsx, React functional component. Okay, for now, let's import it. So we have this for items. So here, our carousel item will have a child, and the child will be our item. So if I save it, we have an error because it's don't expect a child, but we can start by creating it. So let's export an interface called we can call carousel item props or card props. We'll call it card props. It will have a children. It may be optional. We can have an index that is number, and we can also have an active index to check if the card we have is the active card, so it's the card in center. So okay, we can construct it here and start to work on it. So the main logic of our carousel will be here. Let's start by explaining the children, and also we can fix here. We have to add the active index and the index. We can just add the index here, and we can create a state here in our carousel, post active index and set active index and set active index as the first one, number here. Okay, and so we can pass the active index will be active index. Okay, isn't there? Okay, we fix it. So let's start working on this. We can start by styling it, so we can give it a class name. Let's call it carousel item, and so we can create it our carousel item in the global CSS. So let's create a class called carousel item, and so we can apply it. Some of you ask me if we can use the same code using just React. Yes, I'm using Next.js, but you can use it just React and it will be the same. If you want to work on it using Tailwind, you can. If not, you can just write all the code using CSS purely. So our item will be position absolute. We'll have height full, width full. We'll have cursor pointer. We'll have cursor pointer. Overflow will be hidden. It will be rounded a little bit. Rounded 3XL. We want some drop shadow. Let's try to build this drop shadow. Okay. It will be 0.8 pixel. Pixels. RGB 0, 0, 0, 0.2. And so we can translate all into duration 1700 milliseconds. Okay, we may have some errors here. Let me see, it's maybe related to my shadow. Okay, I think it's because I'm spelling this. Translate isn't translate, it's transition. All. Okay. So if you can see, we have a little shadow here. Okay. So okay. If you're asking how I know this drop shadow, I don't know. I just search for a tailwind shadow. So I found this site, and what you can do is choose one of the shadow they have and you like. So for example, I have this. and I have this code. Okay, and this is how I did it. So now all the cards are stacked uh, over each other. So what we can do is give some style to our cursor, and so the card will be styled as we want. So first, let's create a class called Carousel container. Okay, and so we can go here and create a carousel container. Okay, we can apply some style to it. Apply as our carousel item are absolute, so we want it to be absolute related to our carousel container, so it will be relative. We'll have a height of 32 and a width of 3/6 of the screen. In a small screen, it will have a height of 40, and in a medium it will have a height of 56. Okay, so we can add purely CSS right now, because I don't know if Tailwind support perspective and transform style, so I will write it in CSS. So perspective, these values I just tried and it's worked, but we can try other values. The perspective, it's mean the distance from the viewer and card, so you can increase and try other values for this perspective. And if you want the result that we want, we need to say to transform style, we want it to preserve the 3D effect. Okay, so now it's moved the card to our cursor container. So if we increase the height, the card will be higher. If we decrease, it will be smaller, because we have it to be full relative to the parent. So now we can try to show the cards and stack it differently. So first we need to check why our cards are in the center. So this may have some problem here. Yeah, our cursor should be inside our main. So now we have it center. So let's do the carousel item logic. So to do that, what we need to do is to create some constants first to work with the CSS and have the effect we want. So first, let's create some const. Let's call it offset, and it will be the index minus the active index, and we want it to be a quarter of the full item. So we'll have a small items here, another small items here, and this one. We can try to put it third, but I think a quarter it's better. So let's continue. Okay, we'll have some const, let me call it direction, to know if we want it to do the effect by here or by here, you know. So let's use math.sign and say it will be the index minus the active index. So let we also have an absolute offset and call it math. Yes, of our offset. So we have this trig const. Let's create some transforms and apply it to the CSS. So what we'll do it is, okay, let's create a const and call it CSS transform properties. It will be equal to that, and here we can apply some style. Let's say transform and will be our CSS transform. Right now nothing happened, but let's create it. Let's first rotate our y by this value. We will use the calc function of CSS as our offset, and we will multiply it by 55 degrees. So this value isn't random. I was trying this angle until I found the angle that better satisfies what I want, and we can see it will rotate by the y axis. Yes, so here we use the offset because we have this calculus that will give us some result related to active indexes. So let's also scale also the y. So we want it to be some calculus using 1 plus the absolute offset times some value that we want. So you saw, okay, it's bigger now, so we don't want it to be that bigger, so let's put a negative value here. So okay, so let's keep doing this transformation. So let's translate our x. Let's do some calc. Okay, we will say we want the direction. Yes, we want this to go there and the others to come to the left and to the right. So we need this direction. And we'll multiply it by 3.5 run. So as I said before, all this value was tested, so it was testing, but you can try your own value and see if it's what you want. What we can do is translate the z, calculating the absolutely offset times this value. I will change it because I want it to be 35 rand. So now we have this effect. We have our index as 0, this one, and the other ones are smaller, and push it to the left. So let me just try to, okay, I think it's good. So we can apply another CSS, the opacity, and if you want to display it or not, because we may have more than this ones. So let's create some const CSS opacity, and let's say it's a math, the absolute value between the index minus the active index and C. If it is bigger than 3, we just want to display 3 of them, is even 3. Let's just display 0, otherwise let's display 1. Okay, I have some arrow here. Okay, we didn't apply it yet, we'll apply it soon. Okay, so let me come here and say the opacity is equal to CSS opacity. And also we can have a const CSS display, and let's do the same. If it's bigger than 3, bigger or equal. So if because we just have 4, if I say equal, you can see the difference. I'm sorry guys, I have a Portuguese keyboard, that's why sometimes I have problem finding the sign. Just paste it here. Okay, so the last one appears because we have this effect, so we can also display it as this. Okay, I need to check why I don't have the effect that I want. Let me go here to, okay, I need to, here we need to have preserve 3D. Okay, so we can see right now we have some effect like that. Okay, isn't exactly like that, but we can change our values in order to achieve something like that. So okay, and we can, okay, okay, so it's something like that. If we want to achieve something like the one they have, so you can change your values and see which one better go to what you want. I will let it just like this. So now we can start working on the buttons. So what we can do, so we can start by adding the buttons right here and right here. We can install React icons. So this first one, just copy this, and so yarn add React icons, and we can import it by come here and import from React icons /io. So, and we can try to io arrow. Okay, I have some problems. io arrow back. Okay, we have it imported, so let's use it here and here. We see it's always pointing to left, so let's add style here. So okay, we have this. Let's apply some classes to this button and style it. So we'll call it Carousel btn switch card. This one will be the left. Okay, let me copy it. We'll have this one will be the right, and also let's add some Carousel btn switch card. Okay, so let's go to our global and create it. So here, let's start by our Carousel btn switch card. Let's apply some classes on it. Okay, it will be absolute. We'll have the index of multi will be flex. We'll have a high 9 with 9 also. Will be cursor pointer. Items will be center, so we want to center the icon, and it will be justified center also. So we have it here because it's absolutely related to the Carousel container. What we want also, we want it to be round full. Yes, to be a circle. We'll give it a border of 2, a border will give it color of 30 to E30. Okay, and we also give it a background of 181818. Okay, it's now like what we want. What next? We'll give it a text to Excel just to raise our icon because it's a font icon. Give it opacity of 75 and also transition duration. Let's transition duration of 3 milliseconds. We also have another error writing the transition. Z. Yes. By the way, would be nice to have some effect here. Animation will be easy enough. Yes, when we trying to switch the deck. Okay, you have it by now. So let's continue. When we hover it, what we want is to have an opacity. We don't want to have any opacity when we hover it. Remove the opacity we had, and when we are in the middle screen, we want it to be 12. Also with 12. Okay, it's worked perfectly. So let's continue. Let's Carousel btn. Let me just copy it here. Left. What we want to apply some classes also. Let's say we want it to be right. Yes. We want it to be top. Also, we want to translate X. Minus, let me read this, minus 200 pixels. So okay, and we want to translate Y a little. Let me just close this. Translate Y minus 50% may work. Okay, awesome. Let's do some responsive things. So let's transform also. For small screen, we want it to be translate X. You can try this values if you have a better solutions. For me, it's working now. Translate x minus 300. But if it's just if you want it to be responsive. And for the larger screen, we want it to be translated x minus 50. Okay, it's working now. Okay, nice. So I don't like it when we are in a big screen, so maybe I need to switch this value, maybe here also to 35. Yes, I like it better. Okay, let's continue working on this. We want to do the same for the right. So let's go to for the global. Let's apply some. We need to change here to right, and so let's say we want a left to be okay. We want a top to be okay. We want to translate x. Okay. Let me copy from here. Okay. I think I can use the same value, but I cannot use the negative one. It needs to be positive. So yeah. Let me increase it and see what we have. Okay, it seems good to me. Okay. Okay. So let's set the functionality, the click. So we have this empty space because when we click, it will pass to the other. So what we want is each time we click, we want to switch the activity index. So 1 to 0 to be 1, so to be 2, so to be 3, and so on. Yes. So let's put it as 0, and so let's create the functions that will be used to do it. Function. I don't like to use arrow function here, because when I use function keyword, I can differentiate it from other constants and things that I use. Handle next item, I'll call it next item btn, and so let's set the active index. Let's get the prev, and so let's return the prev plus 1 if it's item dot left. What I want it to be prev plus 1, otherwise I want it to be just different. So what we're doing here, we we'll check if prev plus 1 is less than item length. If it is, we'll return the prev plus 1. If not, we just return the prev. The previous button will be the same. We'll have a prevs minus 1. We'll check if it's bigger than 0. So we do what we want. If not, we just keep here. We can try to hide the button if we cannot go to previous items, or we cannot go to the next item. So what we can do here is put a condition here. So we can check if the active is bigger than 0. So we can display the button. And the same here. If the active index is less than items dot length minus 1, we can display them. Okay, now you can see we don't have it here because we cannot move it. So let's add the click to the button. So here we can add one click, and next. So what we can see, if we click it, we have this effect, and we can do the same here. On click and press. Okay, and also we have that. Okay, it's look good to me. What we can do next is trying to add the indicator. I know here in this image we cannot see an indicator, but I think it would be a nice thing to do. Yeah, but we already achieve what we want. So to create the indicator, what we can do is, okay, we can go here and we can create another component. Let me call it I don't think I need to create a folder, so let me just create a file. Let me call it let me put it inside and new file. We call it Carousel indicator .tsx. The React functional component. We have the carousel indicator. We'll have some props, so export interface carousel indicator props, we'll have the active index. It will be a number. We'll have a length. It will also be a number. We'll have the max indicator visible, for example. Will be a number and will be optional. And we can have on change. We can pass the index and the number. Okay, so let's destruct it here. Active index. Let's say it's from. Okay, we have the length, the max, and you have the unchanged. Okay, so by default, let's have 5 here. Okay, let's start working on this. I will define a const. Let me call it max indicator. We call it length. If length is bigger than max indicator visible, will be max indicator. I don't know why it will be the length. Okay, here we'll return this div. We'll do some array from what I used to do is create an array, use max indicator, and after that I don't need this, I just need the index. So and here we can return what we want, and what we want is a div our div needs to have some key. I don't like to use index as key, but let's do it for now. We'll apply some class. Let me call it I'm thinking of, okay, let me call it carousel indicator dots. Okay, and we want each time we click on, I think we don't need to close it like that. We can just close it like this, and we want it to have on click to be on change. We cannot do it like this. Without passing the index. Okay, now let's create this carousel indicator dots class. So first let's add Carousel to our index so we can see it. Okay. Actually, we need to put it in our Carousel. So after the button, let's call Carousel indicator. So we need to pass the props. Okay, activity index. We need to pass the item lamps. We need to pass what will happen on change. So on each change, we want to set the activity index as activity index. So we have some error here. Okay, so right now we can see nothing. We need to create this class. So I go here. And so let's apply the CSS. So apply. It will have age of 2. We'll have a width of 2. So it will be rounded full. Let me see why it's not appearing. Okay. It will have a background a white background. Okay, now we can see it. Okay. It will have an opacity 50. We can some transition, so because we'll move it the color and something like that, and size transition O and transform transition O and some duration of half second, and when we hover it, we want it to be a little bigger. Okay, over W4 and when we hover it, we want opacity to be full. Over. Opacity. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. So now we have to give some some style here to the container. So I will call it Carousel indicator. Class name or Carousel indicator. Okay, let me get it. Save it. So what we'll do is apply some style to it. It will be absolutely okay. We'll have to move it left center. Okay, let's put it in the bottom. Okay, it will be flex. Okay, we had 5, we did 24. Okay, let's translate it. X to warehouse. Okay. Let's also transform and say the items to be center. Okay, we need to adjust something. Let's also justify center. Okay, let's give some space. Next one. Okay, and let's say the mid, we want the button to be 10. Okay, maybe it's too much, but let's see. Okay, now when we click it, okay, 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 okay. This looks fine to me. We just need to set the position indicated visible. So to do that, what we can do is here. So let's just move it to this. Let me see, let's drop. Okay, my fault. Okay, so now we can apply other style here. So let's say if active index equal to index, what we can do is, okay, say we want it to be bigger, we want the opacity to be full, otherwise to be this large, but we want to be another background. Maybe 400. Just okay. Now it's okay. Maybe we need to adjust it a little bit. Let me check. Okay, effectivity is equal to index and opacity to be full. Okay, we need to remove this. The problem is this. Oh, okay. So now, if we click on it, okay, we have what we want. Okay, it may not seem that it's going the right way, but it is. This is the last item, the first item, so the second, the third, and so on. And yeah, so let me show it in a full screen. So that's the final version. I think we achieved what we want, and that's it, guys. I hope you like it, and if you want, let some comments if you want me to do others Dribbbles UI, so just left the URL on the comments. I will try to replicate it here. So that's it. Hit the like button if you like and subscribe to the channel.